Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to the IC PAX East Qualifiers. This is where, of course, we have 8 teams banding down to find which 2 teams get that all expenses paid trip to PAX East. I'm Nick Axavanis, joined by Megan Zagnet Bo. You're looking happy today. You're looking chipper.
I'm always happy. There's never a reason to not be happy.
At least not when we have awesome Infinite Crisis content going on. Before we talk about the tournament more, for those of you guys who aren't as familiar with the game, why don't you go ahead and check out this quick little intro video by Megan.
So Infinite Crisis is a 5v5 MOBA set in the DC universe. It's highly competitive, based around just being balanced and fun. There are in-game objectives that let you just basically blow up the world, no matter who you are, Green Lantern, Batman, the Joker. You can pick up cars, you can pick up meteors, throw them, create your own path, and it's just all about being, being the best at what you do, but also helping out your teammates. So for those of you who haven't heard, Infinite Crisis is finally opening its open beta, coming in March 14th. We've got 3 heroes that we're releasing all at once. So Aquaman, he's going to be a really neat blaster that has all these different abilities he can use with his ultimate. We're also coming out with Green Arrow, who's really exciting around this time. He's going to be the final marksman to join. I know you guys have all really wanted this marksman to be entering. And we also have Mecha Superman, who's a mechanical version of Superman that has a really tragic backstory that you should probably do some research on. So at PAX East, we're going to be having this 25K tournament for the pros and also a 5K amateur tournament that anybody, so that means you, can sign up for and have a chance to win. So the qualifiers for the tournament that we're doing right now for PAX East is going to give 2 open spots for people to contend against titans like Dignitas EU and Complexity. So if you want any part of this, you best come to PAX East and we'll see you there.
Thank you, Megan. Of course, you can see here, Infinite Crisis, a 5-on-5 MOBA type game. Superheroes, supervillains, your favorite DC character. You can go ahead, play them, and have a lot of fun. But now let's talk about our tournament. Of course, we can bring up that bracket so you can see what's happened so far. We progressed a lot of way through the winner bracket. We saw yesterday, Kelevra Gaming Blight continues their dominance, taking down Field Team 6. Although Field Team 6 did put up more of a fight than Templars Gaming Reckless did in the first round. But today we're going to find out who's going to go up against Kelevra Gaming Blight in the by basically checking out the other winner bracket semifinal, Vexx Gaming against Kelevra Gaming Origin. Of course, next week we'll be finishing up the winner the winner bracket finals and then taking a look at the loser bracket to see which of the teams are making it up through that.
How fitting would it be to see both of the KGB and the KGO peeps make it back together?
It might happen. I mean, we've seen that matchup before in the past. KGB has emerged victorious, but now it's a new KGB team, although they've been looking just as dominant.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, Vexx did really well, so I think KGO is going to be hard-pressed to beat them.
They will. That should be a great match. Vexx, you know, they're a team that, if you looked at their performance in IC when they're open, you're like, they're a great team, but maybe they're not quite as strong as the Kelevra Gaming teams or as Absolute Legends. But they came in and they took out Absolute Legends. So they clearly have made, they've really bridged that gap between them and the other teams, and it could be a great match against KGO. With that being said, why don't we take a look at some of the rosters that we have for these teams. Take a look at Kelevra Gaming Origins. We'll take a look at first. We can see they have G's, Genre, Gameslave, Ease, So Mighty, Cripsy, and Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, indeed. And he is very swift.
He is. I believe he was playing Nightmare Batman in their match.
Yes, you are definitely correct.
Yeah, against Absolute Legends, and he was doing great there. Ease in the past, I remember, always played Shazam, but then he was playing Catwoman in the last match.
Were they the all-villain team?
Yes, they were. Nice. Yeah, they were Catwoman, Nightbat. They had a Poison Ivy in there. They had a Joker in there.
And Gas Cat.
And a Gas Cat. Yep, they had both Catwomans. That was pretty awesome.
OP.
It worked out for them.
I don't think they even planned it, because of the way the draft works. I think it just kind of happened that way.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if they have a similar, because it's drafting format, so you can't guarantee you're going to have the exact same lineup in the next game. But let's take a look at the Vexx Gaming lineup. They got Crashy with his eccentric builds he always talks about, Bros, Fatal Uno the Tick, S to the O, and Asylum Kanata.
Yeah, and 2 of those are feature streamers, and the others have all been part of, really high-level play. So we've seen them pull out some tricksy tricks, too.
We have. S to the O was a pretty vicious cyborg in the game they played. Fatal Uno, I remember, was Zatanna. Crashy was Doomsday, and I think that's the only Doomsday we've seen this entire tournament.
No, I believe there were 2 Doomsdays. 2 first 8 Doomsdays.
Oh, you are right.
I know there was.
You're right now. I remember it, too. I'm trying to remember who played it.
I can't remember, but I know there was.
Well, we'll get back to that. But Crashy played the Doomsday for Vexx Gaming when they decided to use him. He was pretty vicious Doomsday. But why don't we just jump right into the match and see, you know, what champions teams are picking. All right, here we go with the team picks. We can see Kelevra Gaming Origins getting that Atomic Poison IVG's had before. Genre getting the same character as well with the Joker. Nightmare Batman as well with Taylor Swift. Oh, they ruined the old evil team with Cripsy going Cyborg. Cripsy was Gas Cat before, and Ease was Catwoman Prime, but now... All right, Cyborg is the one good guy surrounded by villains. We'll see how that works out for him. S to the O going Gaspat instead of Cyborg like went previously. Crashy sticking with the Doomsday. Asylum Kanata not getting his Joker. Instead going Catwoman.
Arcane Green Lantern.
You're right.
First time.
First time, new hero.
Woo!
Bros.
Bringing it out.
Yeah.
What's with that X-ray vision too? Which X-ray vision is that? Why is my brain Atomic Poison Ivies, right?
Yes.
Cool.
And of course, so there's just reduced cooldown, so you can snipe some cameras more often. And I'm trying to think. So their jungler is definitely going to be Crashy. That's fairly obvious. Now, Bros, well, you think he would lane with is it would he lane with Catwoman?
I mean, Fatal Uno, I can't recall whether or not he was in a solo lane, but
he was in a solo lane before that.
I would imagine that Catwoman would definitely be going to the top lane or the mid lane, and it would make sense.
The other one?
It would. Well, you know what? It would also make sense for Zatanna, so that way they have an attack damage person scaling high in a solo lane, as well as a power damage person scaling high.
You're right. Yeah, if they put both Catwoman and Gaspat solo lanes in, they're going a little heavy on attack damage. Of course, on the other side, Cripsy and Joker are probably each going to get their own lane. And then Ease and G's will probably share a lane. Because Gascat and Atomic Poison Ivy, I think, is a great lane combination.
Yep.
Gascat's burst damage is so high, and if you can put some, stop them from running, so you can connect all those Gascat skills, and Atomic Poison Ivy is the best champion in the game at stopping someone from getting away.
Definitely, we've seen that API and that Gascat work pretty well together. I definitely wouldn't have thought it though. If you were like, hey, this is a good lane, I probably would have balked at it, but we've seen peeps make it work. So once again, tons of surveillance cameras. Just like, you know what? So many words. You start saying so many words, and then you just don't know what words are anymore.
They're all just a bunch of letters combined. One of the things that's great about Gascat when you're laning is that there's a lot of traditional laners. You take a look at Joker, but Joker actually doesn't have as easy a time, I think, as Gascat at putting damage on your opponent in the lane, because as long as they keep drones between them and Joker,
right,
they can kind of avoid the Mr. Punchy, because that hits the first, it's a line of sight type thing, whereas Gascat's claws go through everything. If you're near her, you're going to get hit by the claws. You know
what, though? What's kind of interesting about that is that's how I used to feel when I was first really heavy into playing Joker. But if you find that that person is really good at avoiding it, you can either position yourself around the drones, or you can instead level your presence and throw them at the back line, the ranged drones.
Yeah.
And sometimes, or more often than not, they'll kind of have a delayed reaction speed, or you can toss it ahead. And that will force them out, and like one or two teeth might stray and find them, and that enables that, and then reflexively they're walking away kind of slowed, and that makes it easier for you to land your Mr. Punchy.
So it looks like for opening items we see both junglers going for the Marauder Shield, although we have a nil weapon from Taylor Swift, whereas Crashy with Doomsday is getting a Marauder Knife and some health packs.
Same thing you did last time, I think. So what do you think the mentality is between really rushing Marauder's Knife on the Doomsday?
I think what Crashy is thinking is that he doesn't have the natural lifesteal that Nightbat does. And so I think maybe he just wants to have some extra damage on the drones, and then he wants to have the health packs to keep his life high as he's jungling. Whereas, Nightbat doesn't need the health packs. So he says, I can go straight for no weapon.
Yeah, and I guess, so what we were speaking about was wondering where they were going to end up in the lanes. Looks like Arcane Green Lantern and Zatanna, the two supports, are going to be hanging out together, but that's good, because between the Emerald Light for Arcane Green Lantern and Zatanna's heal from her Protect, they're going to have a pretty well-sustained lane, I would wager, and now Catwoman and Gaslight, Batman are going to be really powerful bullies.
Yeah, it's going to be, we mentioned before, maybe it's going to be feeding their attack damage champions a little bit more, which can make it easier to item build against them. But then again, Catwoman, even if you build against Catwoman, once she gets high level, she's still going to start one-shotting people with the whip. So, it's only so much you can do.
Oh God, I just remembered. I got a flashback from the war, and I remembered the 85% of her health she did to that poor Zatanna.
That was Ease. I think that was Ease playing Catwoman on the other side. Yeah, that was as brutal. We'll see if Asylum Kanata can accomplish the same power with Catwoman that Ease was able to do. Now, We again see not going for the health drop early, instead going for the speed drop for Crashy's team, Team Vexx here. Meanwhile, the health pack was picked up by KGO.
Looks like we got Cat versus Cat in the top lane too.
Yeah, it's you know, this is a really interesting matchup. I feel like Catwoman Prime has a better poke because the Steam Power Claws, I think, do a lot of damage, but they don't have quite the range of the whip. So if you really play the Catwoman Prime very carefully, you can whip, and then when you see claws, you could acrobat out of the way, right?
Yeah, or you know, you could just decide to get in there and trade, which is, it definitely seems like that's what is happening with Asylum Kanata.
It's like out of trade early on. You know, Gas Cat really, a lot of her skills really need her to get some items to work. Like her passive, the damage bleed, that gets so strong once you have a lot of attack damage. But early on, it's not quite as big a deal. Same thing with Steam Power Claws, and of course her Shred.
Crashy really early, hanging out here in the bottom lane.
Yeah. Interesting choice here. Really trying to push back Taylor Swift and G's, and I think, you know, he was coming down. He was able to force Cyborg back a bit early on, which could have been part of the goal. And it's interesting to see Cyborg not having a solo lane, by the way.
That is, isn't it? But I mean, it's not necessarily a poor choice. They're still giving 2 separate damage rolls the ability to boost themselves up in the solo lane.
And Cyborg with the stuns of G's is pretty scary. So, you know, if you get stuck taking a beating from Cyborg's basic attacks, you're not a very happy camper.
It was definitely good on them to be able to pick up that EMP.
Yeah. And that was really, you know, Crashy came in, forced Cyborg out of the lane, and then it was a 3-on-1, and that gave him that space they needed to grab that EMP.
I mean, I'm curious how Joker tends to fight. Because this guy like Batman is just going to be able to basic attack him away, and I don't know, I've always found it really rough to be a Joker again, or any sort of blaster against a hyper-aggressive marksman.
Every single basic attack from him, it's hard to trade. Once you get maybe like a level, once you level up, if you level up your Mr. Punchy, and you can reliably hit those, then you can trade well. But, you know, a very good marksman is going to be aware of the different angles you can throw that at and make your life as difficult as possible. Whereas for them, they can continually pick you with basic attacks.
It seems that every lane going for Vexx is aggressive, but Taylor Swift, good silver batarang, but I think Catwoman is in the clear there.
She definitely is. But it was helping Gas Cat grab a couple, you know, experiencing credits. It's going to force Catwoman out of the zone where she can experience. But, you know, in a little bit of anger, out of anger, she whips Taylor Swift a bit, saying, not going to get out of it that easy. I'll punish you a bit. And, oh, look at this. G's going after Fatal Uno here. But Rhodes is there to support. And, oh, there goes the stun on G's. Can Fatal Uno put some damage? No, missing the skewer. Kind of overestimating the speed of G's.
So Vexx was feeling a lot of pain right there, but I think they forced Cyborg back to base, so they must have done a lot in order to accomplish that.
They forced them back twice, so Cripsy hasn't really gotten the farm that you wanted Cyborg.
Top lane, both
Taylor
junglers.
Swift, be careful!
He made it.
Yeah, Taylor Swift got away, but I mean, it means Asylum Kanata is still going to be dominated this lane here.
I really appreciate Catwoman's new position in power, and I'm glad that she's being played more.
Yeah, we've seen her, I think, roughly half the games she's made a presence, which is, you know, you look at the champion pool, that's almost exactly where you want to see the champion. Fatal Uno, I don't think she's getting out of this one. No
definitely
way.
Doesn't seem like he is. Oh, God.
Oh, invulnerability!
Wow.
Wow. I was, you know, the cooldowns on top Poison Ivy are kind of long, so even though she was able to stun Fatal Uno and get a lot of damage early on, she just wasn't able to quite get those skills off a second time to allow Cyborg the finishing blows.
Still was good, though. That invulnerability cooldown being down can definitely lead to things being one way or another.
Kanata is not continually whipping Ease around, but she's running low on will. So once Catwoman runs low on will, she can't spam that whip quite as much as she could before.
Building Dutch Dust Visor first is definitely going to help with that issue.
Is that exactly what she's doing?
Yep.
You gotta... Where is she?
She's in the middle on the right.
Oh, yeah, going straight for Deadshot's Visor. A great item if you really want to spam your whip like a maniac.
See, and in terms of credit, she's at 1875, Gaslight Catwoman 1632, so it's not too much of a difference right now, but I'm sure we'll see that change as time goes on.
Oh, is he going to use X-ray vision to grid that? Yes, he already did. No! Oh, it's timed out. Crashy's lurking. Now he's going in, he's going to push G's back. No, he's going for the Cyborg. Cripsy into the wall. A lot of stun, a lot of damage going down. A heal wave there as well, but Cripsy escapes using the invulnerability.
Looks like they just keep forcing those vulnerabilities.
Uh-oh, it's Ease, the Gas Cat. That's going to take down Bros in just a matter of seconds with the Shred. Crashy could be in trouble as well. Yes, he's going to go down. And what a quick turnabout. KGO making some nice moves here, getting 2 kills.
But you know what? The last time a Catwoman was left alone in the top lane,
that's true.
She did some pretty nasty things later in the game. So yeah, it may be all well and good that they were putting hurt on that bottom lane. But aside from getting the Raider, I think that they should not be letting Catwoman just mosey on up there.
Does she have her level 2 Deadshots visor yet? Oh, she does, so she can start really building up that wheel battery. Of course, level 2 Deadshots visor, similar to level 2 Evansor's Lantern, has that wheel battery effect where every time you use a skill, you gain 5 max will. And it caps out at 1,000 max will, but you often don't even hit that, or if you do, it's very late in the game. But basically, if you keep spamming abilities early on, as the game progresses, your will pool gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
And her Whip Strike has such a low cooldown that it's definitely worth to get it on her.
Yeah, it's a great item for a character with like a low cooldown ability, like you said. We do have Fatal Uno and Barozzi going after Cripsy. Cripsy's being careful enough. Here's Crashy coming in on Genre. Genre tries to hit the combo there on the vanished Mr. Punchy. He's able to get away, but Crashy is still looking for someone else to beat down.
How could anybody want to beat up First Day Doomsday? He just looks like such a gentleman.
He is. He's got his hair combed nicely. His spikes are well groomed. You don't see any little bits of gore on them at all. He's cleaned them very well.
His coattails are flipping in the wind.
Yeah.
You know, he's just a carefree soul, you know, looking for love in all the wrong places.
Well, he's going to look for love here from Ease, I think. He's going to give her a big hug in just a second. Slowed down by Catwoman. Ease is trying to escape. Jukes the other way. Oh, but this means she's in trouble. Gaslight Catwoman. Can she escape?
Gaslight Batman is looping around.
Yeah,
so
but you know, they're wasting a lot of time chasing her, too.
That's definitely true, but Catwoman stopped chasing. Oh my gosh.
She's going to get away.
You know what, though? I think if Gaslight Batman had gone in on that, he might have actually died to Ease because she had her ultimate up, so that would have been enough.
And of course, Gascat, if she throws her Sharpened Claws first, then of course, if she does her ultimate on target that's been hit by Sharpened Claws, its cooldown is reduced to half a second. So you can really hit it twice on someone and just do a ton of burst damage really quickly.
Seems like the mid lane is more or less a standstill at this point.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody.
Pretty back and forth.
Uh-oh.
Crashy coming in from behind. What are you going to do now, Joker? He's going to vanish away. And they're not going to pursue.
You know, it's funny because it's called Vanish, but he doesn't really.
Oh, he vanishes for a second. He appears
kind of
somewhere
just
else.
binks forward. He's just like, whoop, and then he's there.
It's not a really giant teleport. It's a short-range teleport. It does leave that little punching bag there, which is kind of a nice little distraction. And if you do hit your Mr. Punchy onto that, it creates a nice area effect explosion. It has a very long cooldown, though.
So do you see how the way the teeth were just utilized right there?
Yes.
So that's the advantage that Joker does have if people are really good at dodging his Mr. Punchy.
Let's see here at the top lane, Sun Kanata beating down on Gascat. Meanwhile, here at the bottom, Joker's, you know, things are kind of lull. Not too much. Oh, but Crashy is going to make it not a lull. No, he's thinking. He's lurking. He's lurking. I don't think Asylum Kanata really needs Crashy there, and Ease is already kind of afraid to really continually get whipped, so Ease is kind of playing back further. But here's Crashy in again, but oh, there goes the slow. Crashy going invisible, and gonna get, or sorry, Ease going invisible, gonna get away from Crashy.
Invisible Doomsday, most horrifying thing ever.
That would be scary. I don't know where Giant Doomsday comes up at the bottom though, trying to chase down Fatal Uno, but turns on to Sparkly Legs, runs away really fast with that dash/dazzle.
In the top lane, Terror Swift is actually going to fight Crashy away. I think he's sick of all that presence that Doomsday is providing, so here he is. And he's like, nah, please leave my Gascat alone.
He does have his ultimate. So, you know, Asylum Kanata, Catwoman's kind of squishy.
Everybody's ult is up, though. It really would just come down to the midst of it.
Gascat's damage, though, with Nightbat's ultimate, I think is let's see what they can do to Asylum Kanata. A lot of damage going down on Asylum Kanata. Not quite enough, though. And Taylor Swift goes down. Oh, is it a trade? No, Asylum Kanata escapes. The ultimate from Gaspat trying to help out there. But that was, like you said, everyone's ultimate was up, and Asylum Kanata escapes while Ease goes down.
It was almost...
Or Taylor Swift goes down, sorry. Ease escapes.
I mean, I think that Doomsday did really well by just hopping in there.
Yeah. And you know, he can really just provide so much disruption and chaos in the scene, which is what he excels at.
They did have to abandon the EMP, however.
Yeah. Meanwhile, at the bottom lane, Bros is forced back. Fatal Uno is forced back. You know, Cripsy and G's are a scary pair here. Uh-oh. Watch out, Bros. You're facing a Cyborg and you can't move. Not what you want to have happen.
Absolutely not. You don't want to be anywhere near Cyborg, let alone just standing there taking damage.
This is actually a really scary pair. This might be one of the best pairs of champions in a lane.
I miss support Shazam. He had a similar effect.
Not quite the same stun level, though, that Tom Poison Ivy has. So,
her Bramble Rapture is a snare, not a stun.
Yeah.
Speed of Mercury is actually a stun.
It is. But it's a very short stun, whereas hers slow for quite a long time, and you can put the wall behind people for additional slow.
It's true.
There we go, dropping EMP. Fatal Uno is going to get floored there. Cripsy's in rabbit form, but nothing to finish him off. Now comes Crashy, banging on Cripsy. The ultimate on Crashy from Bros, trying to knock someone up with the construct there. The dude defended a turret, but Cripsy escapes, and Cripsy almost went down there. That could have gone differently. I feel like if Bros was a little faster in getting in there with his ultimate, they could have killed Cripsy, because he could have gone to stun on with his construct, and it would have been nice.
That's definitely for sure. In the top lane, let's take a look at Catwoman and see how she's faring against her multiverse counterpart. Probably exactly
barely acrobated out of that sharpened claw. She's definitely bullying Ease around using that whip strike.
It's kind of rough. I mean, there's very little options in terms of not taking that.
Yeah, you can't dodge the whip strike. You just have to embrace it.
I wonder if she's trying to
again using Acrobat to dodge the sharpened claws.
She did also decide to go completely on the offensive, and she could have opted for maybe Claw Force or something that would have given her a little bit more resistances. But she decided to go all out for that damage.
Could have played exactly the way they played her before, but this time a little bit tricky against Catwoman. Uh-oh. Jeez is coming up. Taylor Swift is coming up. Asylum Kanata's a little bit worried, but that means in the bottom there could be push here. Cripsy on his own, but I think it's pretty hard to push Cyborg with only 2 if he's got a turret at max life. That's a lot of drones, though. No EMP to back them up. Still this pair of Taylor Swift and G's looking for someone to catch off guard. Yeah, they can't push Cyborg off that turret. He's pretty happy. Crashy going in here, but here's Ease. I don't know if Ease wants any part of Crashy.
I think he's hoping. He's hoping for something to happen.
Yeah.
Everybody from KGO seems to be hanging out near where Raider spawn. So.
Yeah, they're thinking about going for it, but now heading back down. Went for the EMP, but they've got to be careful. Bros on retreat, but there's G's with all her snares. They're gonna get back in time.
So much action for the top lane, and the turret still hasn't fallen.
Yeah, actually that may change soon though. There's no one in sight. We have Crashy and Asylum Kanata pushing forward here. There's only 3 drones there. That's not enough to really tank a lot of turret shots.
That's for sure.
There's only 2 left now. Yeah, they're not really going to get any damage done on that turret.
You know, overall, it seems like this game has definitely been geared towards the ganking and the inaction in bottom lane, because there's no like real kill securing for Zatanna or Arcane Green Lantern. They don't do a lot of damage in their own right. Nightmare Batman seems to know that. I think he's going in to deal some deeps to them, and I feel bad. I feel really bad for them, because they just don't have the physical power to fight. Somebody help them.
They're gonna see what they can do. There goes the construct. They're both striking around there, but that means Cyborg can push in on this turret. Nightbat's going to escape. Meanwhile, at the top, Catwoman keeps bossing around Gascat. I feel like Asylum Kanata's done a great job in the top lane, but in the middle, Genre is really pushing a lot of damage on that turret. At the bottom, like you said, the Cyborg and the Atomic Poison Ivy combo is doing really, really well here. Looks like we may be having a little bit of a connection issue here. So we're going to try to get this resolved as soon as possible. You know, the game is in beta, and you know, we do have a couple issues here and there, but so far it does look like KGO is really in control of this game so far.
Yeah, absolutely, and to see KGO fighting Vexx like this is pretty rare opportunity, and almost just for the sake of dissension, I want Vexx to win, just so it's not KG and KG. I mean, come on, guys, let others have their turn. But you know, obviously, if they win, they definitely deserve it. At this point, there's been too much, you know, back and forth happening. The Joker and the Gaslight Batman been fighting over that mid lane, but nothing really happening. You would think the Gaslight Batman would be able to kind of win over him, but I think the Joker's been doing a really good job using his teeth to push him out of that, and just the jungle presence has been pretty insane thus far.
I mean, Genre played the Joker in the past match as well, so it's clear he has experience with Joker in that mid lane, and I'm sure he runs into blasters all the time.
Yeah, the Joker is actually a really great character, and he was so strong when his ultimate had a stun on it. But now that he doesn't, it kind of forces you to think more carefully about the way that you combo your spells. And being in the organized team makes it really awesome when you do land them, because your team's there to back you up, and it's no longer, oh, I just cast all my abilities and then hit Neron's contract in the middle of my ultimate and everybody dies. Now it's more like, oh, Nightmare Batman uses ult and I can use Mr. Punchy and throw my ult, and it's a lot more of a zoning tool, instead of just kind of like here's all my abilities at once. I threw up and there's all my abilities on the ground.
He kind of paces them out a bit.
Yeah, exactly. You have to kind of cycle him. Use that ability reset when you get his sadist as his passive, and when you get a kill or an assist, it resets by a certain amount of seconds. And so you can feasibly, especially later in the game, throw Mr. Punchy, and if somebody dies, you can throw Mr. Punchy immediately after. And that sounds really powerful because it is.
His passive also gives him a little bit of base power lifesteal.
Yep.
So that can help him just kind of sustain himself in the lane. I think he's a more robust lane blaster than Green Lantern. Maybe not quite as bursty, but a little more robust. But here we are. We got back in the game. Apologize again for missing out on a little bit of the action. But we have a lot of stuff going on up top. Madness and Shoes. Asylum Kanata could be in trouble, but Jeez is not really that much of a burst damage, and Jeez just gets floored by Crashy and taken out, and that's 2 kills for Vexx Gaming, starting to turn this game around a little bit.
Yeah, that's definitely good on them to be able to capitalize on any of the mistakes or overextensions that KGO would be making.
Fatal Uno barely got out of that one. Joker ultimate and a Cyborg base attack are not things to deal with, but Fatal Uno's chasing because there's Crashy. Cripsy do not get a Doomsday hug. First date or not, it's not good. There goes the dash on Fatal Uno to try to run down Genre. Can she get? Yeah, there goes the rabbit. And another kill. 4 kills in a matter of seconds for Team Vexx. And it would look like KGO taking control of the game. Vexx is really starting to turn things around. Gaslight
Batman in the top lane. Probably not going to make it alive. There's the Steam-Powered Claws. Picks up the kill underneath the turret. That's, I don't know. Steam-Powered Claws, it's got that incredible potency because the damage does not get mitigated no matter how many enemies it goes through.
But looks like Asylum Kanata is getting back to the old constant whipping of the Gas Cat parade. Let's look at some of the items. E's getting some lifesteal Soul Taker's Katana. Asylum Kanata doing the same Coda Blade into Soul Taker's Katana after Deadshot's Visor. Meanwhile, let's take a look at, okay, we have Burrows getting Dr. Jesse's Dreamstone. A lot of cooldown reduction and building a lot of will as well. Great for a kind of a power damage support type champion.
It's interesting to see, since the Soul Taker Katana changes, a lot more peeps picking it up instead of just, rushing Joe Chills or rushing Coda Blade.
Yeah, I mean, if you want just straight power damage, Soul Taker's Katana, even without the kind of lifesteal, once you collect a lot of coins, it still has insane attack damage. Yep. So it's one of the best straight attack damage things. Joe's Chill has extra crits, but crits really benefit if you already have a lot of base attack damage.
Ooh, Crashy's getting converged on by G's. Actually, 3 from KGO are converging on Crashy. Terror Swift with the ultimate secured by the basic attack by Cyborg.
Cyborg uses the ultimate there too. He said, all right, let's all have fun here.
Asylum, just hit your ult and chase. You got this. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, well, I don't know if she had enough will. If she used the ultimate, she might not have enough will to chase.
Yeah, but you know how much damage she does with her ult?
It's true. It's true. You don't even need you don't even too many skills to use, right? If you have that ult on.
Exactly.
Looks like Vexx will defend this bottom tower for now. Asylum Kanata. Oh man, wow, what happened? Oh, we missed it. Ease must have chained her sharpened claws and her ultimate, putting a ton of damage on Asylum Kanata, and that's the danger of chasing the Gas Cat. Her burst is so high. If you're a little bit low, she can turn around and do a ton of damage out on you.
Yeah, especially if she kind of sneaks into a stealth pad and then uses her actual stealth.
Yes.
To just kind of sneak up on you, and I imagine that's probably what happened.
Cripsy's talking about stealth pads. Cyborg being stealth, you don't see that too often. I'm sure they know he's there, though. Can Gas Cat actually, that's a dead turret. Absolutely, Gas Cat starting to take control of the top lane.
Yeah, I don't know at this point. The credit difference is starting to really show here.
It really is. The bottom and top lanes are both going towards KGO. Asylum Kanata using ultimate, trying to run down Ease. Can she do it? There's the whip. She needs a cat spot.
Gaslight Batman.
Gaslight Batman. Oh, Doomsday. Crashy's here. Crashy's on the case. Everybody get Ease.
Ooh.
I think Ease was like, maybe I can kill Catwoman before I go down, but with 3 there.
Crashy's like, no, baby, come with me.
Yeah. Let's go on a date. Here's my hug. Wait a minute, you've got spines. Yeah,
this is more than first base.
He just comes in there and just wallops all over them. Bros finds the giant sensor tower. He's going to take that one out. Fatal Uno's a little bit scared of, uh-oh, here's Cripsy. Yeah, Bros is like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't.
That's a good thing about the surveillance tower is that it also reveals every single enemy camera in there. So you can just like set it in anything and go around just pop them all.
Karashi's continuing his jungling ways, and you know, Vexx is starting to close that credit gap a bit. It was close to 10K, and now it's down to about 7K.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Yeah, and Nightmare Batman could be in trouble. He goes invisible. Fatal Uno knows it though. Uh-oh, but there's G's, could stun, but right behind it is Bros. Also converging is Cripsy. Genre. There's the ultimate trying to keep Fatal Uno alive. Is it enough? Run, Fatal Uno. No, it is not. Fatal Uno goes down, but here comes support with Asylum Kanata. Gonna try to whip Taylor Swift a bit. Bros is in trouble. The EMP stopping his turret. He goes down as well, but now it's crashing the picture. And, you know, KGO could be in trouble. The EMP goes off. That turret's gonna start dishing out some damage. Goal goes to Taylor Swift, who gets away. KGO hasn't lost anyone quite yet, but Crashy wants to do some damage. He takes out Cyborg. Goes down, but now it's Asylum Kanata with the whip. What can she do? She can run and stay alive.
Nightmare Batman is so low. Just hit him with that
they're
whip.
They're all so low. So is G's. Oh no, Asylum Kanata, don't die. Whew. S to the O. There's 3 low. He's gonna swing after that. Try to get some kills. Pops invulnerability. Oh no, there's so many. He doesn't even get any of them, and they take him out.
See, he focused Atomic Poison Ivy. And that was just not the person that you wanted to
I think he should have gone for either Joker or Taylor Swift.
I mean, either of them would have been a better choice.
Yeah, Atomic Poison Ivy, she looked low, but she's so tanky. Oh, look at this. Asylum Kanata versus Taylor Swift. Who's going to win that? Whip again. Oh! Wow, that turret almost hit. Oh, she's just going to whip him.
EQ! Yeah! Ooh, baby.
And that's the Catwoman kind of harass and kiting ability you can have. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah, that's not a legal kind of harassment. Do not try that at home.
No. If you have a whip and you keep whipping people, they're going to be unhappy about it.
Yes, and probably bloody.
Yes. And that's exactly what happened to Taylor Swift. We do have Ease staying in the top lane, and, you know, that was a nice moment there for Vexx with that kill on Taylor Swift, but overall they still lost a lot of people earlier in that engagement.
Good choice to use the rabbit on that Gaslight Catwoman, because she might...
You don't want her chasing you.
Yeah.
Gas Cat, I mean, Ease is I think, one of the scariest champions to street burst damage right now. 8,700 credits. Yeah, that's pretty scary. Joe Chill's maxed out Kodo Blade. Soul Digger's count level 3 to start stacking credits, and Joe Chill is in the works.
This is gonna be an interesting battle for Vexx if they're. I'm trying to think, like, what would they be considering? They have a lot of cameras set around. They have a team composition that mostly relies on, like, kiting in terms of Catwoman and Zatanna and Gaslight Batman. But they keep losing these objectives over and over, and they kind of keep at this 10K average of a credit difference, and that's kind of rough to go against in terms of actual fighting.
They need to, I mean, I don't think they can't do a straight-on fight, but if they can keep picking away at their opponents, like you said, their kiting is really what they're going to rely on. And that can be strong. Fatal Uno, be careful. Looks like a big convergence here on the bottom lane. Crashy is there. He's going to guard the front of it. Joker's trying to sneak around behind, maybe? No. Okay, all of Vexx is down here. Is there an EMP? I don't see an EMP for Team KGO. Taylor Swift, the ultimate, goes in on Bros, but Bros uses his own ultimate to get away. A nice move. He still goes down, but to pick up a kill on Taylor Swift. Continuing to chase Crashy's going to back away. STDO backs away as well. Asylum Kanata went down, though. Crashy goes down, and KGO, like we said, in a straight-on engagement, they just have better damage output.
And there was actually a lot of good team play there by Vexx. They're so strong over there by now. Crashy immediately actually charged Taylor Swift into the wall and was the cause for his death underneath that turret.
I mean, it was a great move, but he paid for it. They waited a bit, 1 kill, but we see 4 kills here from Team KGO. They're not going to push this issue. Instead, going to back away just a little bit as they going to come up and just put some surveillance cameras around. They are kind of low, so they are aware that if Catwoman comes back, she can chase them all down with their ultimate and whip them to death. So could be wise to kind of back away and regroup. They definitely got a nice win there with the tower kill and a bunch of champion kills as well.
At this point, they are very far ahead. They can afford to let it slide a little bit.
Bros is like, where's the rest of the drones go? They took them from me. Taylor Swift's going to try to push a top lane. It's always good to have someone, you know, if you're going to split push in a very exposed area, make it someone who can escape, which Taylor Swift can do it. He has an invisibility. He doesn't have the speed of Gas Cap, but he's still pretty good at being evasive.
I wonder if they just simply don't have the damage, even just in terms of champions, because obviously Catwoman is really powerful. Zatanna can do a lot of straight burst, but I mean, Arcane Green Lantern is definitely one of the weakest in terms of base damage in offense, due to how high his crowd control is and like just how much he can protect his teammates. Whereas everybody, with the exception of Atomic Poison Ivy on KGO, are really powerful in their own right.
Yeah, they all have a lot of damage output. Nightbat. I mean, Atomic Poison Ivy and maybe Nightbat are the two less damaging champions, but Nightbat has that ultimate to just lock someone down. There goes the EMP. They're going to start pushing in the middle here. Are they? They're being a little bit apprehensive. They're scared of First State Doomsday. They're crashing the front end. The EMP goes a little bit to waste almost.
Yeah, that was the 8-second one too, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a level 2 EMP. Simon Kanata is still trying to pick up people with the whip. But it's scary. I mean, if you get hit by Mr. Punchy and then you have Gas Cat and Cyborg blasting at you, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Look at that. Simon Kanata lost so much life there. Like you said, there's so much damage output on Team KGO, and now Nightbat's in a situation as well.
I think they can definitely afford to dive this. Two of them are actually half health. Even a Simon Kanata is actually going pretty low right now.
A great ultimate by Bros trying to keep Krasty alive. It's going to cost him his life, but they force out G's. Not quite able to finish off G's. And then they forced them back, but they still lost one of their champions.
Look at this camera. Look at that little cute camera.
That's
double vision.
Double vision, just to make sure. Just to make sure. Taylor Swift's like, you know what? I need to heal. Instead of going back, I'm going to go kill some drones and suck all their life away.
Well, you know, when a vampire.
Oh, nice move there, getting Crash. He's sneaking around the back way. They've got it. They're between turrets, so that's a little bit scary. But Fatal Uno. It's not where you want to be. Ease is going to get away. Cyborg takes off Fatal Uno, but no, Cripsy is going to go down to Catwoman. That's an unhappy Cyborg. You do not want to be tripped by a whip when you're underneath the turret.
No.
That is not good. Oh, a nice juke on Mr. Punchy. That's going to let Simon Kanata escape, I think. Yes.
Oh, aggressive.
Oof. I liked it, though. I liked it. I think that was a good move. If it hit, it would have been a kill.
There you go. There you go. You got it. One more
Catwoman is so aggressive. Is she? Oh, she has invulnerability. She was baiting him. She was definitely trying to bait him. And you know, if you went in for their hit, she pops invulnerability, and then Gasbat kills Joker. It's a nice move, right?
It would have been good.
He's going back right in front of Gasbat. It's a little bold. A little bold.
Could be baiting.
Yeah,
I
mean, there is Nightbat there. He has his ultimate up, so but there's only the two of them. It's a pretty risky bait.
That's true. But they're pretty ahead at this point. I don't know that it's necessarily that risky of a bait. 17K credit difference. That's
a pretty big gap. We have Ease pushing a bomb lane, collecting even more credits. Gonna back away once you realize this other team may not like him bobbing there. Going back for his EMPs, that's exactly what you want when you want to continue pushing down dampeners. EMPs can really make your day.
They make your day.
They absolutely do. I mean, what ruins your day is dying to a turret, so EMP's a good way to...
Depends on who you are. If you're Doomsday and you take somebody with you, dying to a turret, always worth.
Yeah, you go out in a gloriful manner. Taylor Swift is just sharking around. KGO, okay, they're going to converge on... actually, she Ease just sold the Raider and lost no life doing so.
I mean, what's that life still at?
Yeah, so maxed out Soul Taker's Katana, or no, sorry, level 3, but she's probably got maxed out on the coins with that. And then just the damage is so insane that, you know, it's probably something like, what was it, 20% lifesteal maybe around there with how many coins.
Yeah, that point's way too fed.
Yeah. The way to stop Gascat is if you turn her into a rabbit, then she can't lifesteal.
That's always the way to stop them.
Yeah.
Just turn them into rabbits.
Rabbits aren't as scary as giant superheroes and supervillains with whatever weapons they have equipped.
I don't know, man. Have you seen Batman turn into a rabbit inside his Dark Knight Ultimate?
It's
a pretty scary, scarily adorable rabbit.
Scarily adorable. You just love it too much, and then you won't even do anything, and it'll take you out.
Exactly.
All right, this middle push is continuing. KGO 3 right now, but the 4th and 5th joining the battle. Simon Kanata continues to harass with whip, but that turret goes down very quickly. And now they're pushed back to their dampener. The top and bottom lane are fairly pushed as well. So if KGO wants to, they can switch lanes really quickly and maybe rush on dampener before Vexx can kind of react to that.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, they have so many options right now that it might be kind of overwhelming. They've got Ease pushing the bot lane, you know, but the EMP might be used to siege that turret right now.
Are they going to do it? Not quite yet. I think if they want to siege a turret, they probably wait for all 5, right? So right now they're trying to keep Vexx Gaming busy while Ease pushes this lane. And then it was Vexx Gaming has to allocate resources down bottom. That's when they'll go ahead and drop that EMP. Here it goes. Ease is coming in on this bottom damper. That's going to go down quickly. Meanwhile, the rest of them are lurking. They're hoping that Vexx will overreact to the bottom damper being pushed, and then they're gonna jump on this middle one.
I think all they need to do is jump on that middle one. I think they're just even overestimating it.
Yeah, all 5 of them are here now. Ease said, you know what, let's go here. There goes the EMP. Cyborg focusing on the dampener. Taylor Swift, wow. Fatal Uno went down fast. That ultimate as soon as Ease looked at Fatal Uno, Fatal Uno died.
Oh, Nightmare Madman did use his ultimate, so I don't know, but there's so many ultimates still up.
And now they're going to circle around, take down this dampener. Ease is in retreat. Cheese heals him up. Genre kind of, you know, keeping the rest of the team back. Pros almost ate it there, but Asylum Kanata went down as well. Now they're going to continue to push. 2 dampeners down, going on the power core turrets. Focusing that down. Crash is going to try to do what he can. A lot of craziness. Another EMP goes down. They do take out Crashy and continue to siege, but they're forced back a little bit away from that turret.
I think they might be able to take out one of those power core turrets at the very, very least, if not both of them, if not win the game.
This one's absolutely going down, a little bit of a glitch there, but it does fall to that last power core turret. Look how fast it goes down the whole team on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vexx is like, we're done. We're done.
Yeah,
they knew it was over.
They're conceding.
Yeah. That's the surrender right there. The power core goes down, and wow, Kelevra Gaming, both their teams looking so dominant.
God dang it, Kelevra Gaming.
They're just, I mean...
Stop being so good at Infinite Crisis.
Stop being so good. You know what that does? That guarantees minimum one of their teams will be top 2.
Yep, but they're totally separate people, though. I mean, it's good for Kelevra Gaming, but they're like individual teams, you know?
I mean, even whichever one loses could still win in that lower bracket final, so we could see both of them.
Absolutely true.
But that, I mean, that was just a very well-played game by Kelevra Gaming. Ease especially, Ease just got so ridiculous at the end. I mean, did you see, like, the whole team focused the turret except for, when in the final push, except for Taylor Swift uses his ultimate on Fatal Uno, which wasn't doing that much damage because Taylor Swift was building kind of half tanky, half damage.
Yeah.
But all I had to do was lock down Fatal Uno, and it looked like he evaporated to Ease. Ease is like, QR, boom, and Zatanna went down, and it was just vicious claws of Gaslight Catwoman.
I wanted to see some more Catwoman just whips. Just
yeah.
Like, and I mean in the sense of like, all crit, explosion. Yep. Like, literally, it's like you're deleting people. It's like they die so fast that you forgot that they were in there in the first place.
You know, I think the problem that Catwoman had is, I mean, obviously they were able to generate the credits to stack the items, but also the battles were never, like, Catwoman is so good when it's kind of a battle where you're picking at each other. Right. Because she can crit, pick one off, and then a second or 2 seconds later. But what happened is the battles weren't even lasting 1 or 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Like it just, everything collided. And I think Gaslight Cat does more damage over a couple seconds than Catwoman Prime. Catwoman Prime can do it at range and stay safe and be annoying, but it's just a crazy like mosh pit with all the champions. She's not quite as strong in that situation.
I never regarded it that way, but a mosh pit is a pretty good way to put it.
I mean, that's where Doomsday likes it, and Crashy was very effective in his mosh pit battles. But you know, that's a situation where you want to have Crashy causing chaos, and then also have like, you know, Cyborg and Gas Cat while he's causing chaos.
Right. Doing
some damage.
Then, and mostly it had a lot to do with just them playing together. I think that they probably could have used many team comps and still succeeded. Oh, yeah. I mean, the Kelevra Gaming teams are absolutely amazing. So that's going to make our winner bracket finals next week is going to be Kelevra Gaming Blight versus Kelevra Gaming Origins. Vexx is going to drop down to that lower bracket. We'll see if they can emerge through that and still try to make a run at one of those top 2 spots. That's it for tonight, but tune in again next week for the winner bracket finals and the continuation of the lower bracket.